Welcome to terrific Terry Tuesday, where we'll try to hit trifectas at Parx. Maybe at least I will. I don't know about Terry.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yesterday was bombs away. Get to the front. Get to the winner's circle in Bensalem, Pennsylvania, Terry.
Yep, it was. And my best bet of the day won. So
you and Christopher D'Souza are even Steven now.
That's it.
Yes, indeed. Except he kind of got a little bit of edge on you still, though. Yours was 8-5, and his was something like 6-1. So
yeah, but doesn't matter. Mine won, and his didn't. So
yeah, so even Steven on the coffee. So we're gonna have a tiebreaker in there. The brawl to settle it all at some point. There, Terry. Yes, indeed. Well, last night, if you haven't had a chance to, make sure you tune in right here on Horse Racing Radar TV to Margot Hudson. They talked about the process of getting those expensive horses on the plains and across the country to big meets. Kind of interesting how all that works. Terry, what do you say?
Yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. So, and the lady there, Margot, she's got a great personality, nice smile. She gave a lot of information, and they're going to have her back on sometime or another so they can talk about ground transportation. So
yeah, you learn all sorts of things in here. I don't know if you saw on our, did you see Sean and Betty Jo singing on the Facebook page?
No, I didn't see that. Is that?
Now you have to go to the Facebook page and you'll see them singing. Sean found some app and there's I forget what song they're singing, but it's a popular one and it looks kind of funny. So you're gonna have to check that out.
Okay.
All that can be found on our social sites at Horse Race, the number 2 day on X. I finally changed that. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rumbler, Getter, whatever else is out there. Of course, today's free picks today. There will not be a Horse Center tonight. I think they return tomorrow. But if you're going to bet FanDuel Sports Park today, the best place to get your picks is at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There is a link down in the description below. And in the opener, Smooth Attack, post position 6 at 3-1, a best bet. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Let's check out the races today, Terry, in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Race 1 at Parx. What are we doing here?
All right, it's 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a $7,500 claiming race with a purse of $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
The profile of a 1 mile and 70 yard winner in Pennsylvania does tend to favor horses with some early speed. 29 out of 100 win wire to wire. A little bit of a small rail bonus for Cape Netick, the one horse there. Otherwise, everything else places that the hair under fair, but still, for the most part, fair. Our simulations, Terry, 1,000 of them to generate our own odds, what we consider fair odds or simulated odds, looking for some overlays. We see one here. We do par plus based upon 1,000, those 1,000 races. How many of them actually score a speed figure over the average winner at the distance, surface, and conditions? Then we have the pace figures to see which horse has the best chance to have the lead at the quarter-mile marker, speed being key at Parx, at least yesterday. And C-zone, based upon our early pace projections, which horses are likely to get a race that mirrors or best matches some of their best winning efforts. Terry, what do you see in the Christmas colors?
Well, as you can see with our data sheet here, the 7 shows the most speed, but the 2 and the 4 may have something to say about it. So it just depends on who probably gets the best break. If them inside horses break better than that outside horse, might be a problem for the 7. The 3 has a pretty nice overlay from under even money to 8-1, the morning line. Mm-hmm. And the 3 also has the only C-zone number there. All of them, but the 3 and 5 have good C-zone numbers.
Yeah, I think you meant to say the par plus. Yeah, the 3 horse Dorothy's the ball, especially in odds. She has that best par plus, so it's 18% chance she can run a speed figure above par for the level. Our pace setup. Look at this, Terry. We got a pretty balanced race. The 2 and the 5, those 2 haven't been within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. Although the 2 does have a little bit of early speed. Go along with the 4 or 6 over here. Let's see who's got the most early speed. Cash on first. There you go. A little bit quicker than Moonlight in Heaven. A little bit quicker than the 2 horse that we mentioned. And a little bit of a drop off from there. So the 2, 4, and 7, one of those 3 is likely to produce your leader at the quarter-mile marker. Will they be able to hang on? At the end, Dorothy's the boss. You can see my mouse is driving me crazy, folks. Anybody out there that's IT that can explain why out of nowhere I got to click things 400 times for it to work. But in any case, Dorothy's the boss will do a lot of work at the end of the race along with the 1 horse. Cape Nedic. Cape Nedic should have a little bit of an early edge in the race. Coming home, total pace horse belongs to Cape Nedic. The one horse, a few points, about a half length better than Amalfi Lady, who's about a length better than Cash on First. So they might stack up in that order. Terry, when they come to the finish line, do you agree?
Well, I like number 7, Moonlight in Heaven. She finished 4th at Los Alamitos, only missing by a half a length. Drops in class today, has a trainer, wins 19% of the claiming races. He has a horse entered in and can improve while returning to a route. Number 1 is my second choice, Cape Nedic. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. The rail post is winning 18% lip clip, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 8. Holly Berries is my 3rd pick. Has the highest speed.
Holly Berries.
Holly Berries, yeah.
I mean, it's not like the. I mean, who doesn't like Holly Berries?
I don't know.
Yes.
Anyway, she has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her early speed running style will help her chances. Cash on First, the 4 is my long shot. Drops in class today, has a trainer, wins 18% of the horses when taking a horse from a sprint to a route. $1 daily double for me, the 1-7 with the 3, 6, 7, and the 8.
So you have the 1, 2, Terry. So I will make a little edit real quick on that. These are pretty easy to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with the 7 horse and the 1 horse, just like you, because Terry doesn't want to be full out plagiarism, just partial plagiarism. I have the Moonlight in Heaven. I think that one could be the pace setter in here, Terry. And as we mentioned, and it's going to be my theme today, folks, you got to the front yesterday, no matter your odds, you won. That means there was a strong speed bias. I don't know. It didn't rain there overnight. I don't know what sort of track changes they could have made. I expect it to be fast again today. Cape Nedic does have that very strong rail bias, Terry, as you mentioned. Top total pace horse in here. The only problem is this one won't be near the front. It'll be coming at the end. Number 3, Dorothy's the Boss. Big overlay, according to the sim. The only horse in there with a par plus figure. So we'll give that one a crack. And then Cash on First, probably ranked higher than it should be, Terry, but drops in class and does have that early speed. So I'm going to go with the trifecta, 1-3-7 over the 1-7 over the 1-3-4-5-7 in the opener. And hopefully both of us can get off to a good start. We do have a $100 budget, taking a Benjamin Franklin to the track and seeing what we can do with it, Terry.
That's right.
So race 1 there, loading in the gates now, it looks like. We got 3 of the horses in, or 2 of them. The first 2, the 1 and the 2 have gone in. At the moment, our 7 horse, Moonlight in Heaven, is the better choice. It's 3-2. So from your double perspective and my trifecta perspective, you kind of want the 1 horse in there to win, Terry. Looks like the 3 horse right now, Dorothy's the Boss, is the best value if you're going to bet straight wins, because we have it at about 3-5 being fair odds, and it's about 7-2. Just from an odd standpoint, that one is a decent win bet. Next up on the board, everybody over the 8 horse in there, Holly's Berries, 4-1. Everybody else, Terry, is higher than 10-1. So yep. Whoa. The 7 horse is getting a little bit antsy. Hasn't been to the track in a while. Says, this doesn't look like Los Alamitos to me. I'm with those wonderful Philadelphia Eagles fans. They're going to throw batteries at me if I don't win. And I'm concerned about that 7 horse, the way it's acting up, Terry.
Yeah.
Just tossed the jockey off, too.
Nervous.
Yeah, he doesn't say, I don't like Philadelphia, man. It's cold here. I'd rather be in, well, it's probably not cold there today, although everybody is in kind of fall type attire as far as the starting assistants are concerned. All right. So I think they probably got everybody settled, and they're off, and the 7 did. I think they're probably holding its tail, Terry. Got off to a slow start, so it's not going to be your leader. The 8 horse has decided to run a completely different track today because it went way up the track, but it did finally weigh it into first. So the 8 horse, Holly Berries, 3 wide through the turn with the lead. If it can keep that up, it's a wonder horse. On the inside of that is the 6 horse, Amalfi Lady. Then the 7 horse, the favorite at 8-5, running in third after an awkward start. 4 horse in fourth after they go to the opening quarter in 24 seconds. To the outside of the 4 horse is the 2 right now. Is it the 2 or is that the 5? I can't really tell. That's the 2 horse. It's at 40-1. Castellani has moved into contention. The 8 horse continues to be your pace setter. The 6 horse continues to be in second at 14-1. The 7 has decided to move down to the rail to try to save a little bit of ground after that wide trip. They ran a pretty slow 50-1 through the opening quarter. Here they come around the final turn to come home. The 8 horse continues to be on the lead. The 7 is making up some ground. Looks like right now, really nobody's making up really any ground on that 8 horse. I think he's just going to go ahead and win this race, Terry. Could be wrong. The 1 horse is trying to make a move. The 7's trying to come up the rail. I don't know after that start if he's got a chance. The one that's moving the best right now is probably the 4 horse. We'll see if he can make something of it. The 6 horse at 14-1 is going to give this horse a little bit of a challenge. I do say that right now the 4 horse is moving the best. Maybe he gets up there. But it looks like the long shot right now is going to be your winner and the opener. Amalfi Lady, that's your winner. The 6 horse in what was a pretty, again, get to the front. You have a chance to win. So a 6 horse is a bomb. We said it had a 3.54% chance to get to the lead. It was second, sat in that stalking position. And then at a price came home, Terry. Was also one of your front runners up here in terms of early pace, wanted to be near the front. Graded out as your second best total pace horse in there, Terry. There are a lot of reasons to have that horse, and neither one of us had it. So,
yep, that's true.
We have to make sure that we don't miss those anymore.
Yep.
I find that these total pace numbers do help a lot. So
they do.
And if you can get a horse with the total pace that kind of gets the trip that it wants, maybe that's a horse that at a price you put some money on. All right, let's try our luck in race number 2 and see what we can do with that one, Terry.
All right. In this race here, we're going to shorten up to 6 furlongs. It's a $7,500 claiming race. Purse $21,000 for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
All right, we're keeping it simple for you early again. 6 furlongs. Stalkers tend to do the best, although 37% of the time they still manage to go wire to wire. Post positions 1 through 7, they all play kind of fair. 8 and out, you do get a little bit of a bonus, Terry. So if you have a little bit of tactical speed on the outside in race number 2, probably have a shot. And, it looks like Angelic Girl has all of the blazing speed.
She should get there first as long as she breaks good. And then the 8 shows a little bit of speed, may have something to say about it. The 7 has an overlay of just under 5-1 to 10-1 morning line. And the 8 has an overlay of about 8-5 to 5-1 in the morning line. The par number 8 has the only par number that looks decent, although 4 shows a little bit of one. Mm-hmm. And all of them but the 3 and the 4 have pretty decent C-zone numbers.
Just looking at that 2 horse, Terry, I know it's a huge simulation underlay, but top C-zone score, top chance to get to the lead. We just saw a horse get to the front on the lead and kind of take it from there. How you doing, Jonas, today? Chai for good to see you again. 15 = 4 = 7 = 2 = 5. All right. Not quite sure what all that means, but perhaps you can explain it in the comment section. Our race shape for race number 2 lets us know that you have 3 that want to be on the front and 5 that want to be on the back, Terry. In that situation, you typically want speed. Seems like you want speed these days at Parx anyway. You have these 4 right here, all the even number horses, 2, 4, 6, and 8, likely to be your pace setters on the way down the stretch. Incomparable, looks like the strongest of the closers, but look at that 7 horse right in there, Terry. Another one of the front runners that has a little bit of late speed. Our top total pace horse in this race, Terry, is Aunt Barrera, the closer. Incomparable right there, but Aunt Barrera is about 5 points or 1 length better than the rest of the field. It is a closer with some early speed that matches with this group. I call those left arrow horses, Terry. I call it the winner. You say it's the place horse.
Yeah, I like the 3 as the top horse, All Hell Mo. She drops in class today. She has a high percentage winning jockey. The distance won't be a problem for her, as she's shown in the past. Number 8, Aunt Barrera, is my second choice. She has finished in the money in 4 out of the last 5 starts, won one of those races, and drops in class today. Lorella Street, the 6, is my third pick, drops in class today. Her early speed running style helps her chances in this shorter distance. And the 7 is my long shot, Lord Jones. She has the highest last speed rating, has a trainer who wins 20% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint, and they added blinkers today. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 368 with the 236 with the 268 with the 16.
I'm going to start off with the 3-horse Terry as my top selection. Excuse me, the 8-horse. I'm looking at your picks. See? Anperera drops in class. The last race was a little bit better than it looks with quicker early fractions, despite the fact that the horse went a little bit longer. Angelic Gal, going to get to the front, Terry, at a price. I'm going to stick with that early speed theme. Number 7, Lord Joan ran the top last race speed figure. Good chance that the horse will be even better than that in the third start off their layoff. Has some success at Parx, 5 races, a win, a second, and a couple of thirds. And finally, your top choice, All Hail Mo. This one's going down in class. Going to catch a little bit of a weight break today. Another with slightly faster fractions last out, despite going a little bit longer. I'm going to go with the 2 and the 8 in my pick 4, with the 236, with the 237, with the 1, 3, and 8 to close out my pick 4 in race number 2. Let's move on forward to race number 3. Mr. Terry, what are the conditions for the third one?
Well, we're going to go distance again. It's a mile and 70 yards, claiming race of $5,000 claiming price, $18,000 purse for 3-year-olds and upward, which have not won 2 races since May 14th.
Yeah, we talked in the opener about a mile and 70 yards. We saw speed stay up to the front there. Perhaps speed stays up to the front again. It is the way to the winner's circle. Small rail bonus for JoJo Cats. Everything else plays kind of fair, Terry. So if we're looking for some speed in race number 3, we feel the need for speed. Who has that?
Well, the 3 and the 5 show the most speed in this race, especially the 3. As far as the overlay, the 3 also has an overlay. It's from almost 5 to 2 to 4 to 1. And then the par numbers is the 2 and the 3 show the par numbers, good par, well, not great, but they're decent par numbers. And as far as the C zones, the 7, 2, 6, and 5 show the best C zone numbers.
And our pace setup for the third race, nobody really wants to be forward. Everybody has shown that they'd rather be middle back. Get to the front, could shock everybody in here, Terry, and go wire to wire. I think a good chance, and that would be Cartier Cat. The 5-horse, 5-point advantage over everybody else in this field. Everybody else is kind of tightly packed, except for maybe the 7. He's so subtle. On the way home, We Be There has the most late speed. Everybody except maybe Cartier Cat in that mix. Then finally, our top total pace horses, We Be There, that 2-horse. Good late kick. Should be in the mix early on, but pretty competitive for everybody but the 7 in there. He's so subtle, Terry. You didn't put the 7 as your top pick, did you?
No, I put the 2. We Be There as my top pick. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest last speed rating. The trainer wins 33% of the races with claim repeaters. Number 6, More Than a Dance, my second choice, drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 17% of the route races that he has a horse in. Number 3, Colonel Juan's my third pick, won his last race at Parx Racing, has the highest speed figure at today's distance and the best start speed, is fastest among today's starters. I like as a long shot 5 Cartier Cat. He finished 6th in his last race as a favorite, but the trainer has won 25% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back again. No bet for me in this race.
In the third spot, I'm going to start with the 3-horse, Colonel Juan. This one should be your pace setter. Again, sticking with that let's be fast today theme. But in its last race, showed some more late stamina. So if it gets to the front, should have the fitness to get the job done. And it's up its speed figure in the last 4 races. So let's make it 5. We Be There did run the top last race speed figure. Going to drop in class after showing some better early pace last out. More Than a Dance. This is one that's going to run at its lowest level in its last 10 races. No excuses today for More Than a Dance. And then JoJo Cat, the 1-horse. I'm not a fan of pen shippers, Terry. We know that. Talked about that 1,000 times. The horse does have some pretty solid back class and is going to get a weight break today. Trifecta 2, 3, 6 over to 2, 3 over to 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. That's my trifecta for race number 3. On to race 4 we go, my friend. What's the story with that one?
It's a 6 furlong, so we're shortening up again. It's a claiming race at $12,500 claiming price with a $23,000 purse. It's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races.
All right, so 6 furlongs again. Stalkers tend to do the best in this race. Post positions 1 through 7 play fair. 37% of the time they do go wire to wire. 8 and out gets a little bit of a bonus, Terry. So we're looking for a little bit of speed again in race number 4, right?
Yeah,
race 4. There you go.
Yeah, and that 3 shows lots of speed, as you see there. The only other 2 horses, the 6 and the 8, shows some speed, but I think that 3 is going to get that quarter pole first. As far as the overlays, the 1's got a nice overlay from 9-2 to 8-1 on the morning line, and the 4 goes from 7-2 to 5-1. The 7 shows from just under 4-1. It's like 7-2 to 12-1, which is pretty nice. Par numbers, the 3 has a very small par number, and that's about the only one that shows up there. All of them but the 3 have fairly decent seasons, especially the top 2 and 4, 5, and 6.
You got a ton of speed in there. I got 3 horse in there on the come up. All right, Terry, in the 4th race, as we take a look at the shape here, well, about half want to be forward, half want to be middle back, so pretty even. But you got 2 Sesame Street horses in here with the 2 and the 7, unlike the rest. The PC horse, especially lone PCs, can be especially dangerous. Keep an eye on that 2 horse today. See what its odds look like. When they get the gates open, it does look like on the come up, Big Warden, Liar Side Chat, they're going to be the fastest of the 3 of them. It looks to me like they all want to have the lead, so they can be pretty competitive out the gate there, Terry. As far as the late speed is concerned, Big John, that lone PC, again, keep an eye out for that. Does have the most late speed, pretty much a good mix. Pretty tight. A lot of them pretty similar in their late strides. Our top total pace horse is the 6 horse, Big Warden and Big John. So it looks like if you just do a big double or a big exacta, you might be good to go, Terry.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like the 2 as my top pick. Big John drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like that 6 as my second choice, Big Warden. Finished 3rd in his last race and has an early speed running style, and that'll help his chances. Liar Side Chat, which is number 8 in my 3rd pick, should improve where he turn into a sprint, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The 4 is my long shot. Imagine this. He has a high percentage winning jockey, and he has a good workout on November 8th. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4, 268 with the 1-6 with the 1-4, and finish up with the 2-4-5-7.
All right. Let's see here. Stuart, how you doing today, Stuart? Good to see it. Will speed be a factor today? Yes, I think speed will be a factor today, just like it was a factor yesterday. Get to the front. We saw again with the 6 horse in the opener, ran second, and then took charge at the end, and it did so at a good price. So speed bias is not necessarily that the horse that gets to the front that wins. It's horses that get to the front that aren't supposed to win. Hold on to win. Like the 6 in race number 4, I think he can wire definitely. Think the 3 will fade. All right. 3 probably does fade in there, but I'm going to put him on top anyway because it seems like speed does hold on the track right now, and horses are having a difficult time. So on the come up, this horse is coming, and also it's coming in from the NYRA circuit, so it's a track and class dropper. So that speed, I think, is going to be even more prominent today than it would have been if he had been running at Parx before. So I think you'll see more stamina. Number 2, Big John, 2 wide in its last race, Terry. I think the move to the inside is going to be very helpful for that one. Dadashev ran the top last race speed figure, that 7 horse. Definitely held its speed longer and going to take a small drop in class today. So trying a couple different things to get to the winner's circle. And then number 6, Big Warden, was a tough call for me over that 8 horse, Liar Side Chat. The 8 has been off for more than a year, and the workouts were just blah. So I'm going to go with that 3 at a $1 exact key box with the 2, 6, and 7. So if the 6 wins for you guys and the 2 comes in second, I'll be all right with that, Terry.
All right.
What's up, Michael Hall? How are you today? Thanks for joining us. If you have any comments or picks or just general thoughts about life, is anything you want to share, kindly do so in the comment section. What's going on, Faith? How are you today? Good. Thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it. Hopefully, we can show our appreciation with some winners, Terry.
That's right.
Especially some long ones. All right. Race number 5. We haven't seen this distance in a bit.
No, it's been a while. A mile and 16th. It's for claiming price of $7,500, purse $21,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 4 races.
and at a mile and a 16th. The profile of a winner does favor stalkers, but a third approximately go wire to wire. You do have an inside 3 bonus. Post 4, 5, 6, and 7, they get whacked, Terry. They get a little bit of a discount, a pretty big hit. And then you get a big bonus if you wear the 8 and out. So tactical speed in race number 5. We only have a 7-horse field, so you're not going to get that big bonus. But maybe if you have a little bit of giddy up and go on the inside, you might have a little bit of a race edge here.
Yeah, well, that 3 shows the most, with the 2 really close by, and then the 1 also has some speed there. So just anybody's guess who gets there. Mm-hmm. Number 8 is got an overlay, and it's a nice overlay from 7-2 to 12-1. The par numbers, the 8, the 1, and the 3 show the best par numbers, and then the 1 and the 7 have the best C-zone numbers.
Yeah, so in case you're new, these Par Plus, we run 1,000 simulations, and based upon those 1,000 simulations, how many times they run a speed figure above par for the classification here. C-zone based upon our early race projections, how likely they are to be comfortable with the speed of the race today. The higher the number, the better. We also do over here our pace handicapping. This one is tilted to the right, Terry. The 7-horse is a lone E. If the 7-horse can get to the lead, he'll be very dangerous, my friend. But according to some early pace numbers here, 7-horse might struggle to get there. That Sovereign Change, a 2-horse, again, a closer. Its normal early speed pushes it towards the front. We call those left arrow horses. Only problem is the closer doesn't have any late speed of late. Codependent has the most late speed, but man, he's going to be way behind when the race gets started. So they're going to do like Yosemite Sam and cross at some point, perhaps. Terry,
yep.
Total pace looks like a 2-horse race, Terry, between the 8 and the 1. They scored 12 points better than the next closest horse. I think you got an 8-1 exacta box right here, Terry.
Yeah, I think you're right there. So anyway, I like the 1, Let It Flow. Joe is my top pick, won 2 out of the last 3 races, and the rail post winning at an 18% clip. Number 6, Codependent, the second choice, finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Number 3, ET's Magic Man's my 3rd pick, drops in class today, and his early running style will help. Speed running style will help his chances. Hornbeam, the 8, is my long shot, drops in class, switches to high percentage jockey. No bet for me in this race.
I like the 1-horse too. Let It Flow, Joe. The right distance for this horse, Terry, unquestionably ran it 5 times, 3 wins, and a second. All of them, by the way, at Parx. You put the horse at any other distance, a lucky 7 times. Guess what it has, Terry? 1 second and 1/3. Mile and a 16th or bust for Let It Flow, Joe. And that rail position should really give it a little bit of additional boost today. And look at that strong C-zone score. And then the strong Par Plus score. That's going to be your winner, I think. Hornbeam did run the top last race speed figure. Going to drop in class here. Is the most consistent horse probably in the field and has probably the most back class too. Why is that horse 12-1? Something that the odds maker knows that we don't.
Maybe.
3-horse, yeah, could be, man. ET's Magic Man going to drop down in class here, Terry, and very good chance to be one of the pace setters in here. And then finally, number 2, Sovereign Change. I'm going to take a flyer here, Terry, on one that might have too much of an early speed edge over the rest of the field. If it can get to the front, to ignore it. 1-3-8 over the 1-8, over the 1, 2, 3, 6, and 8 for my trifecta in race number 5. We have plenty of time to do race number 6, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, so let's go ahead and move forward 1 race. If you add 1 to 5, you get 6.
It's another 1 mile and 70 yards. It's a optional claiming race, $25,000. Claiming price, first $26,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for $16,000 or less, and which have never won 3 races, or a claiming price of $25,000, or which have never won 3 races.
How many races haven't they not won, Terry?
3.
3. All right. We know about 1 mile and 70 yards. Early speed is definitely the way. Been the way at the track lately. You got a small rail bonus. Everything else plays kind of fair. So if you get the 1-horse race in race 6 with some early speed, Terry, Roan Burgundy does have that. Maybe the horse has a chance.
Yeah, the 1, 2, and 8 show the most speed in here, but several of them have some kind of speed. The 1 is an overlay of just over 2-1 to 7-2, and the 4 is an overlay of even money to 3-1. The par numbers, the 4 and the 1 have decent par numbers, and all of them show pretty darn good C zones, except for that 5 horse, probably.
Yeah, and the 8 not too strong there either.
Yeah.
Look at it just across just the statistical standpoint. It looks like the 1 horse has all of the boxes checked the most, although the 4 right behind it. So maybe you got a 1-4 exacta. You and I are looking at that in our picks, little foreshadowing. The 4 horse, look at that, Terry, is a lone E. Everybody else wants to close, man. If the 4 gets the lead, look out. He's probably not going to give it up because of the race shape here. The 2 horse should be in the pressure position. You got the 1 and the 8. Those 2 are in this race left arrow horses. Your late pace, you also see the 4 horse has the top late pace, Terry. You can't pass what you can't catch, my friend. And then our top total pace horse in there, again, the 4 horse. So a lot of things pointing to the 4 and the 1. 5-point advantage. So according to this, you got a lone E horse that's about a length better than the rest of the field. Should be your pace setter, Terry. And he is a big overlay with all those numbers in there. And that's where we both start.
Yeah, I like the 4 as my top pick. Laytown, he ran second versus similar his last race as a favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 31% of the time when he brings that beaten favorite back to win again. And he has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1, Roan Burgundy is my second choice. Ran second versus similar in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Smarten Up, the 5, is my third pick. Won his last race at Parx Racing. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a high percentage winner trainer and jockeys. Marks a lot of boxes off. Number 8, my long shot In Spades. Finished third versus similar last race. And distance won't be a problem. No bet for me in this race.
Michael Hall likes the in race 6. The 6 scratched a little bit late, so but he does like the 1-4 for his biggest bet of the day. Maybe have to have an alternative. Who's your alternative for the 6, Mike? Let us know. I'm going to go with that 4 horse, Terry. All the reasons we talked about before. Should be forwardly placed coming off the top last race speed figure. The 1 horse Roan Burgundy, consistent performer. Did show a little bit better early pace last time out and a little bit of late pace last time out, and tends to make a big mid move. So you put A plus B plus C, it equals the Pythagorean theorem or something like that. And if a horse can do the Pythagorean theorem, he's your winner. Number 6, is that what it is? I don't even remember. What A squared plus B squared equals C squared from geometry class? Is that the Pythagorean theorem? I don't even remember that, thankfully. I got the 5 horse in there next. That is Smarten Up. Major step forward in its last race. And let's see if we can follow it up with another. And then that 10 horse in there, Terry, on the outside. I think he has a pretty good shot to be maybe in contention a little bit early on in there. Let's see if we can hold on for 3rd or 4th in my trifecta. 1, 4, 5 with the 1, 4 with the 4, 1, 4, 5, 9, and 10. Tough call between that and the 9. 9 should be a little bit forwardly placed in here too, with Paco, I think, riding on that 9 horse. Let's see. Do we have time to move on to the next one? Or are we going to go
3 minutes?
3 minutes. All right. Hello, Jonathan Suarez from Venezuela. ¿Cómo está? Bien, hopefully, for you. And then let's see right here. Obtuse Man. 4 is my favorite bet of the day. It's in race number 6. So keep that in mind, folks. It does stack up nice with all the numbers, too. Race 7, Terry, how long do we got?
You get 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Yeah, it looks like they're walking around. Can we go fast enough to get race 7 done, Terry?
I think so. It's 6.5 furlongs, maiden $50,000 purse, maidens 2-year-olds.
All right, so 2-year-old maidens. We have our data. 6.5 furlongs does favor, like everything at Parx. Early speed, 1/3 of the horses go wire to wire. Small bonus for post 1, 2, 3. A discount for 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 and out, play fair. Terry, we got simulation data, but it doesn't really matter because a lot of horses in here haven't run a lot. But from what you see, what do we got?
Well, the 4 shows the most speed with the 5 kind of a little bit behind it. The 2 has the best, has a good overlay from 6 to 5 to 5 to 2. The 4 has an overlay of about, again, 6 to 5 to 7 to 2. Par numbers, the 4 has the only par number there. All of them have good C zones, but the 3 and 7.
All right, now race shape for race number 7, lucky 7. The 4 and 5 want to be out in the front. The 2, 3, 7 in their races, they weren't within 5 lengths of the leader. The 1 and the 6, give it a go for the first time. Terry, I would say that you probably want the 4 or 5 if they're going to be up front. They are going to be up front. 4 has a little bit of an advantage. At the end of the race, some of the closers do have some closing ability. Yeah, look at that. The 2 and the 7, they'll be trucking at the end, folks. Top total pace horse in here is the closer. I don't know, though, with this race shape that'll be able to take advantage of it because they shouldn't have to go too fast. What do you think is going to happen here, Terry?
Okay, well, I like that 5-horse Pops Harper as my top pick, beating only a length and a half versus similar on the turf, and he's only start and may improve while returning or while trying dirt for the first time. Switch is a high percentage winning jockey. Sheer dominance, the 7 finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer. Number 2 is Deposition, is drops in class today and has the highest last speed rating. My long shot 4, Leven, drops in class today and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. 50-cent pick 4 for me. 2, 4, 5, 7. I'm going to single the 6 and the 8, and the 1, 7, and I'm going to finish up with the 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, race 2 is about to get cracking. So I'm going to go Pops Harbor. If he improves off his debut, will be enough. Levin, any of his first 2 races would be good enough. Got all that speed. Going to have to rebound off regression last out. Deposition ran the top speed figure. Going to drop in class with more interest in the later part of the race. And the 7 sheer dominance up in class with the potential to surprise to the upside in its second career start. I, too, am going to do a pick 4, starting with all those horses. 2, 5, 6, 8. I'm not so convinced that there's a single in the next leg, but I am convinced that there's a single in race number 8. And then 1, 4, 5, and 6 in race number 9. Let's go back to race number 2, Terry. Take a look at what our data tells us and our picks. This also lets you know that Michael Hall likes the 2, 3, 8 exacta box in race number 2 at Parx. All right, race number 2 about to get cooking. Let's see what happens here, my friend. According to our statistics, the 2-horse should be the one that gets to the lead, and got a horrible break there, Terry. So I don't know. I'm going to probably rush that bad boy to the front. But, surprisingly, the jockey did the right thing, though, Terry.
Okay.
It did not rush the horse, kind of let it settle in. The 8-horse is on the lead with a 9-horse to its outside there. And then you got the 6-horse on the rail, Luella Street, as they go. Let's see how we got cooking here. We went through the opening quarter in 23 and 4 for, what is this, a 6 furlong race, Terry? That's not that fast.
Yeah, no.
It does look like the 6-horse is going to move into the lead right here, although the 8-horse is going to make them work. The 9 on the outside, and they're all really fighting to stay on the lead, Terry.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, those 3 horses are getting at it. I think the 6-horse is probably going to have the best trip of them all on the rail, but I don't know. You're going to get another long shot to win here with the 9-horse. Unless the 8-horse can come back. You got on the outside the 3 horses trying to make up some ground late. The question is, can he get there? It's going to be close at the end between the 3 and the 8. It's tough to make up ground in the lane, but the 3 is coming the best at the end. At the wire, Terry, it's going to go 3, 9, 8. So you're alive there, Terry.
So the 3,
I am not.
3 wins?
3-1.
Oh, good. My top pick.
All right.
And he's 9-2 too, right?
3-horse went off at All Hell Mo 4-1.
Yep. There we go. Good start for the pick 4.
Absolutely. Hopefully you can take it all the way to the end, my friend. All right. So we got 3 races to go, and that is starting with race number 8. Terry, what are they going to do here?
Okay. In race number 8, it's a 7 furlong race, and it's an allowance race, first allowance race today. $41,000 purse. It's for registered Pennsylvania-bred fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won Pennsylvania restricted race or races other than a maiden, claimant, or starter.
Looks like Michael got his. I think the 9 beat him at the end there. Unfortunately, the 8 didn't hold on for a second. Otherwise, he would have had a nice little exacta right there as well.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Horse racing, right? I think it's always the next race. It's like a closer in baseball. I mean, you can't win them all, right? But if you strike out enough, you can make a lot of money.
That's right.
In race number 8, well, in baseball, probably not the best analogy, but pinch hitter, more like a pinch hitter. You hit enough off the bench home runs, you'll be all right. In 7 furlongs, it does have one of the biggest lopsided advantages at Parx, in that the post positions, there's a strong inside to outside bias at Parx and 7 furlongs. Stalkers do well. 29% of the time they go wire to wire. So in race number 8, Terry, looking for a little bit of speed, perhaps on the inside would be good.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of speed on the inside. The 2, 4, and 3 show a lot of speed on that inside, with the 8 on the outside and also the 1 on the inside. The 1 has an overlay of just over 8-1 to 12-1. The 2 has an overlay of 3-1 to 10-1 in the morning line. And the 3 goes from a nice overlay of 9-2 to 15-1. And the 8 shows a small, the 5 shows a small little overlay. It's going from just a little bit over 2-1 to 5-2. And then as far as par numbers, 2, 8, 5, and 6 have the decent par numbers. And the C zones are 2, 7, 1, and 5 show the best C zone numbers.
Our race shape for race number 8, again, kind of leaning to the right there. If Goddess of Snakes can get to the front, or maybe the 7, they'd have a good shot at it. Although the 2, 4, and 5 is PCs, they're pretty versatile horses. If they can be involved early on, they can cause a lot of trouble too. And it does look like the 2 and the 4, a couple of late PC types, they could cause a lot of havoc early on, as they got the most early speed, about a length quicker than everybody else. Well, they're a little bit red on the back end here. On the green side, Mary Q, a closer, along with Social Lady, another PC horse. The 2, 4, and 5 can make a case for those versatile horses all across the board. Our top total pace horse here is Sugar Smile, the 8 horse, Terry. Pretty consistent from beginning to end. Very competitive race, except for maybe the 1 and the 9. Only about a length separating 7 of the 9 horses. According to pace, who do you think is going to win?
Well, I like number 6, Mary Q. That's my bet of the day. Hopefully I'll go 2 in a row, as I won yesterday with my best bet. She has won 2 out of 4 races during her career, and she has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. Social Lady is my second choice, number 5. She won her last race at Parx Racing. Has trainer Jamie Ness and jockey Paco Lopez. Really good combination. Number 8, Sugar Smile is my third pick. She won her last race at Parx Racing and has the highest last speed rating. Number 2 is my long shot. She finished third versus similar in her last race and has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 24% of the time when he takes a horse from a route to a sprint. I'm going to bet $10 to win number 6.
And Mary Q, that's Terry's bet of the day. So keep an eye out on that one. Terry's usually spot on with his bet of the days. Jared, given the final results there, I'm sure your heart rate was going at the end there, Michael, because he's just a 3-way finish, and you needed that 8 to just eke it out. It looked like he's going to maybe eke out the win, and then once the horses went by him, it looks like he just kind of gave up, unfortunately. Looking at race number 8, I like the 8, Sugar Smile. This horse ran the top last race speed figure. That was his first time at Parx, so maybe a horse for the course. And along with the top last race speed figure, all of the race internals were better. So I think maybe we do have a horse for the course there. Mary Q, Terry's best bet of the day. Only needs to run back, not the past race, but the one before that. And she wins, no problem. Number 5, Social Lady. Paco rides. This time the horse is making its first start after a little bit of a layoff in there. Some of the first starts were good. Some of the first starts were bad. Let's see if he can repeat the last 2, because the last 2 were good. Burano, the 2 horse, could be your pace setter in here, Terry, as we see in our simulations. Does have the strongest C zone. We've seen pace setters with the strongest C zone do great. Also one of the top par plus at 10-1 in an overlay. 5, 6, 8 over to 6, 8 over to 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8 is my trifecta. And on to the last 2 races of the day for the late daily double. Of course, that starts in race number 9.
That's right. It sure does. It's a 7 furlong race, optional claiming race, $35,000 claiming price if you want to try that. Purse is $52,000 for 3-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races other than maiden claiming started or state bred, or which have never won 3 races, or claiming price of $35,000.
And if you wanted to buy a Talented Man, you can't, because he's not in for a price. Let's see, is anybody in for a price here today, Terry? None of them are. Here you go. If you wanted to buy AC Expressway, you could.
Okay.
Are you interested in AC Expressway to buy them today, Terry?
No.
As we mentioned, 7 furlongs. That is the about a third of them go wire to wire, but you really have to pay special attention to the inside 3 horses in there. No racing with Razor today. Who knows? But if you look at the early speed here in race number 9, Terry, what's going on?
Okay, in race number 9, the number 1 horse shows the most speed, as you can see there. Really good speed, so they should get right out there with no problems. The 1 has a nice overlay too. Well, not big, but it's from even money to about 8-5. The 7 shows an overlay of 5-2 to 8-1. The 1, 7, and 6 have good seed zone numbers, especially the 1, and they all show pretty decent C zones. I'm sorry, the par numbers of the 1 is the best par number, but the C zones, the 1, all of them show the best, especially the 1 and the outside horse 7.
Talented man, checking off all the proverbial boxes. And also a lone E over here, Terry, again, versus a field of PC horses that want to be middle or back. The one has the most early speed, could get to the front, might not give it up. And of course, he does have the most early speed. He might not give it up. His late pace, perhaps not on par with the strongest late runners, but of all the ones that'll be up front, where you should have a pretty good advantage on, tops there. Although you got a pretty good, maybe we should consider AC Expressway as a horse in, considering all that late edge it has over the rest of the field. And then our top total pace horse is Talented Man on that strong rail, Terry, has all that early speed, great chance to run a speed figure above par. It's an overlay. It probably finishes second because we've seen that happen way too many times.
That's right. All right. Well, I like the 1 Talented Man as my first pick. Ran second in his last race. The rail post went in 20% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Irish Exit, the 7's my second pick, has won 2 races in a row, going for a hat trick now. Has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 24% of the races when taking a horse from a route to a sprint. The 6 AC Expressway, the one I didn't want to claim because I'm kind of lukewarm on it. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. He does have a bullet workout on November 6th, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Kobe B, the 4, is my long shot. He was pulled up, banned off in his last race, but prior to that, he had several competitive races, and he has had good workouts since his last race. I'm going to play a $5 win on the number 1 and an exacta box 1-7 of $5.
I like the 1 horse in here, Terry, as my top choice. I think this one checks, like I said, all of the boxes in there that you can possibly check. Going to be the pace setter, strong par plus, top C zone score, top total pace horse on that big win rate rail. No excuses for Talented Man today, Terry. Iconic Legacy, the 5 horse is next. Another that should be forwardly placed in this group here, Terry, does have a bullet workout since his last race, so should be sharp. Maybe that one upsets me. AC Expressway, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, dynamic duo of Ben Salem, Pennsylvania, making the 3rd start after a layoff, and does have another one with a bullet workout between races. And at times, this guy has some stakes level late pace. So maybe one that finishes, could run on really strong at the end, but we'll see. Irish Exit, the 7 horse, did run better fractions last out. The cutback in distance should be helpful. And then I'm going to do a double, Terry. I'm going to put that 1 all by itself. And then I'm going to go all on the next leg because I think anything can happen in race number 10. So I hope I get a decent price on the 1 and then a bomb in race number 10. And that's what we're going to do now.
That's right. Let's take a look at that last race, and it's a 6 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming race, $10,000 claiming price, $19,000 purse for maidens, 3-year-olds and upward.
And 6 furlongs, tactical speed or stalkers do the best. Post positions 1 through 7 play fair, 8 and out, a little bit of a bonus. About 37% of the time they go wire to wire, Terry. Again, you want to be forwardly placed in race number 10, and it looks like Up for Parole will be the most forwardly placed.
Well, yeah, he's got the benefit of the 2 horses inside him being scratched, but he does show the most speed here, although some others show some speed. The 4 has a little bit of an overlay from, well, quite a bit of an overlay from about 7 to 5 to 8 to 1. The 5 shows an overlay of 2 to 1, 6 to 1, and the 8 shows an overlay of 9 to 1 to 10 to 1, which is kind of a small one. Par numbers, the 4 and the 5 are the only 2 horses that have any par numbers. And all of them but the 8 and 11 have good C-zone numbers, and the 1 is kind of low too.
As far as the last race shape of the day, we got a balanced. Well, I don't know. The 8, 9, 10, and 11, those 4 have not been within 5 lengths of the leader. So everybody else wants to be, that has been competitive at the end, wants to be middle or forward. So speed of the speed, Up for Parole. Keep them talking, and Kaiki, I'm not quite sure. Those three should be the 5, 6, and 7. Those three should be your pace setters. So maybe one of them could take home the top prize, particularly if they have any kind of late pace. But that belongs to Bubby Papermaker, a 15-point advantage over the rest of this crew. If it can, that one could snuggle up to the leaders early on, maybe catch a soft pace. Might be real hard to hold that one off at the end. As far as your top total pace, the 4, the 5, the 8, 7, 8. Yeah, throw the 6 in there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Terry, maybe put those 5 together and exact the superfecta, trifecta box. Maybe you have the winner.
Yeah, it's a wide open race, but I like the number 6 as my top pick. He drops in class today, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the maiden claiming races in which he has a horse entered in. And he switches a high percentage winning jockey up for parole. The 5 is my second pick, drops in class today. Has a trainer who wins 22% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. And then has a high speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. Keep them talking. The 7 is my third pick, drops in class today. And Bubby Pacemaker, he has the highest last speed rating, my long shot, number 4. No bet for me because I'm out of money.
All right. I'm going to start off with the 5 horse, Mr. Terry, as my top choice in here. Up for parole. Going to be down in class today. Going to be your pace setter. Going to go wire to wire. Maybe. Ikaike, maybe. Lowest level in its career. Good chance to be better in its second start after a layoff, although it did regress a little or a lot in its only other pair of races where it made its second start off the sidelines. Number 4, Bubby Papermaker, has too big of a late pace advantage to hold off. And especially against the field where the speed horses have a tendency to kind of fade at the end. If the 4 horse Bubby Papermaker can be mid-pack, really could be hard to hold off at the wire. The 7 horse, Keep Them Talking, going to be in the mix early too. That last race was brutal. It's going to have to rebound here today. Trifecta 4, 5, 6, or the 5, 6, or the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But to be honest, if my 1 horse wins and the race number 9, if there's 100 to 1 shot in here, I'm going to want that one to be your winner.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Well, that wraps up all of our picks for today at Parx. Here's what the full cards look like. In race number 1, we had a long shot, the 6 horse win, and then the 3 horse, Terry's top pick, my 4th pick, making the win in race number 2. The rest of the card looks like that. Tomorrow, I will be back with Charming Charles for Churchill Downs. There's your alliteration of the day. And then on Thursday, I'll be back again with Charles. We'll do Aqueduct. I'll figure out an alliteration by then. No horse center tonight, but Sean will return tomorrow night, either with Lucy or Betty Jo. I'm not sure which one. I think we'll do a 4 on Friday probably with Tom as well this Friday. Looking forward to that. And of course, Terry, that wraps it up. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here today?
Yes, if you haven't already done it, subscribe to YouTube and hit that bell so you know when all of our shows are coming. Go ahead and click the link down below that share with your friends and neighbors and relatives, and then go to our social sites such as X, which used to be Twitter. I guess it's X now. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and give us a likes and a thumbs up there, please. And have a great rest of the week. Be careful. Hopefully you do well in anything you're working with this week.
Want to say thank you to Hamza, Jimmy Little, Ayub, Philip Perkins, Samir Adil, and then Jonas Skryfor. Everybody with the thumbs up and the love on Facebook. We do appreciate that. Helps us with their algorithms. Unfortunately, can't tell you who gives us the thumbs up on YouTube. We wish we could. What you could do for us to help us out, if you'd like, there is a share button on YouTube. Kindly hit that and share our show with your friends on your social sites, particularly those who do like horse racing. Again, if you like horse racing and you want some free picks today, best place to get them is a guaranteed tip sheet. There is a link down in the description. At 2 p.m. Eastern, Smooth Attack will be the best bet or one of the best bets at FanDuel Sportsbook for guaranteed tip sheet. All right, folks, we certainly hope you have a terrific Terry Tuesday, that no matter what you do, no matter where in the world you are, that you certainly do experience God's blessing and God's favor. And every single thing that you do for today, hold on, Terry, for the rest of the day. Hey, Jared, there you go, man. Not sure, Mike. There we go. Race 3. Hamza likes the 5 horse. Good luck with that. No matter what it is you're doing for the rest of this day, Terry, it ends up in
the winner's circle.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Make it a fantastic 23 hours.